你赤条条的来，赤条条的走，到最后你这些东西，你100年之后以后的话，你这些你是什么情况，你还能够到得着。
I'm in Western China, navigating a world racing against time. This is the place I'm too familiar with, but yet there are many things I've never experienced before. With memories disappearing daily and culture going with them, I got to capture this before it's too late. There is bustling markets offering traditional meals cooked by hand. There is history spanning 5,000 years, with over 20 dynasties have came and gone, rising and falling. Mountains and rivers nurture the legends of faith and truth, and all those stories echoing above the clouds. In this episode, we arrived at Weishan, in the region of Dali, going south around 50 kilometers from Erhai. Weishan city sits in the large open plains between the mountains. This is definitely a secluded place away from the popular tourist spots. More than 12 centuries ago, a kingdom known as Nanzhao rose to power here, becoming mighty and influential in its time. Now, history has become history. I am curious about how people truly live here today and what's still left here for me.
Hi everyone, this is Hongling, and we are at Weishan now. This place was once the cradle of Nanzhao Kingdom in southwestern part of China, and almost at the same time there was the Tang Dynasty in the central plains of China. These two kingdoms both flourished during 8th and 9th centuries, while the Tang Dynasty was dominated by the Han Chinese, and the Nanzhao Kingdom was dominated by the Yi people. Nowadays, Yi people is still a major ethnic group in Yunnan, and also in this place, Weishan. They have been living here for generations.
The current Weishan town is shaped like a square stem. The two main streets run from north to south and east to west, dividing the town into quarters, like a chessboard layout. And this layout has remained unchanged for the last 600 years. From the Tang Dynasty until 100 years ago, Weishan has been an important stop along the ancient Tea Horse Road, where caravans gathered here and made their way to Tibet, Nepal, and Afghanistan.
Now Weishan City is a protected historical site and also a living area for the local residents. There are so many scooters, motorbikes, and the cars parking here, and they are passing by beside me.
As I walk along this main street, the street's pavement is quite new, but the houses on both sides still reveal its age. Residents here use the rooms on the first floor facing the street as stores, while the second floor or more rooms in the courtyards are used as the living quarters. Along the streets, there are tea houses, medicine stores, and local eateries. Most of these stores satisfy the daily needs of the local residents. And there are also coffee shops, hotels, and antique stores to attract the tourists. Walking into some small alleys away from the main street, it's more like on Saturday. You don't have to worry about what's rushing behind you.
Now I'm turning into a small alley. It looks more tranquil here. It seems like it's made of a mix of mud, bricks, and some straws. It's still a dirt house. And in this alley, some of the houses was renovated. They painted the walls, and some of them are still left in this kind of dirt walls. Wow, look at those intricate wood carvings on the doors and the decorations on the roofs. Those buildings have been beautifully preserved. This is an old house. Let's look inside.
While some of the old things here are slowly fading away, there are still people trying their best to preserve those old things. For decades, Mr. and Mrs. Zhou have collected old local stuffs, from land title deed to saddles, from religious objects to art paintings. And this is their private museum built from scratch.
这是尊白族的本祖。佛龛里边呢，我们供的是阿初耶观音，两边是财神，这一边藏传佛教。微山茶马古道的重镇也是茶马驿站，过去每天有几千匹马，有110来个马帮要从这个地方经过。微山有100多家马店，有专门接藏族马帮的马店，称他们为古中帮。到这人困马乏的，住下来休息几天，拜拜佛，做做法事。这些是法器，上边是唐卡。这一尊印度的财神，这2尊是杜母。从大理到了丽江，丽江出去就是西藏，西藏再出去那是印度，印度再过去那是黎巴尔，是吧？所以马帮呢，他走得远啊。我们云南运茶叶，是不是？它就是茶马古道，一边往那边走。好，我这边来。
或多或少他们都受到这些影响，还是？
那肯定的。
Among all their collections, my favorite section is the one dedicated to the tea horse caravans. This is the subject we run into over and over again in many places of Yunnan. But this is the first time for me to get so close to them. Mr. Zhou shared that his father searched for traces of horse caravans spanning from Xishuangbanna to Dali, all the way to Tibet. Following his father's footsteps, Mr. Zhou himself also traveled to these places, gathering stuffs related to horse caravans.
Wow, this room houses a collection of horse caravan related objects. Look at this room. They are full of those tools, equipment, and personal belongings of the travelers and traders in the horse caravan time.
我们云南山多，再好的东西没马帮出不去。过去的马帮，现在的物流快递，这2个大铃要挂在走在最前边头马的脖子上，这小铃挂在第2匹马的脖子上。他们2个呢很听话，像2个带队的，拦住后边，不让他一块往前跑，不然会掉下去的。
The Tea Horse Road centered around the Yunnan, Tibet, and Sichuan area. Initially, tea and horses were the primary commodities traded, later expanding to include salt, silk, and more. Caravans served as the main mode of transportation, and the rugged terrain in the southwestern region challenged the people on this road for centuries.
我的产品的话，你是这个我们2代人收集的，我老父亲主要是我父亲收集的。这个过春节呢是前年的时间呢，写对联啊，写书信啊，写那种样。可能我们买一个杂志的话，你都要贴吧1-2天。那其中也是去了以后的话，你有几样东西的话，你也是钱不够的话，你最后的话，你也就是我父亲给我的话，你说我们给你干几天活，他们说好，那再好不过，最后就是干了几天活，人家的话提供一点住宿吃呢，也就把那几样东西也就收回来了。其他的那个酸甜苦辣们这个们常人别人尝受过呢，我们都尝受过了。你赤条条的来，赤条条的走，到最后你这些东西，你再一看呢，饱，到最后的话，你100年之后，你拆除掉呢？你100年之后以后的话，你这些你是什么情况？你还能够到那种？现在我也就是，反正我考虑了一下以后嘛，就说是觉得我不宜曝光的呀，都感觉呢都卷在出去了。我现在最大的愿望，就是这个要办一个点赞茶马古道，不管碰到什么困难，我一定要给它完成。
For decades, he walks the earth, gathering those old stuffs, fulfilling the mission his father passed to him. In total, Mr. Zhou has over 20,000 collections. What we see here today is only a small portion of it. And most of his collection has been donated to public museums, institutions, and universities. In his own words, he believes that those precious artifacts deserve better protection in larger institutions. And also he shared with me his dream of holding an exhibition on the topic of tea horse trade route. Later, Mrs. Zhou illustrated to me their collections of jiama. These are woodblock prints used for sacrificial rituals and blessings. People would burn them during the ceremonies.
要体验。
对
好，
现在可以做吗？
那么你们找板子。
你帮我选一个平安吧。
众神，就是身体平安，身体健康了。
好，那就这几个。
同志们，你这回去嘛，框掉了嘛，框，不要么你回去嘛。拿了框装起来，只需要开厅里装着，别处不需要装。来，你沿着这里起边两边一边设一点，这两边
这样是吧？
分匀就行。好了，就这样。算了。
甲马 armored horse, symbolize strength and courage, and also associated with nobility and power in ancient time. And people tended to worship horses, so they created this type of wood carving for rituals and blessings. Now, these carving designs have developed into various images. Each one tells a unique story for different occasions.
你看吧，平安。
四季平安。
的平安，最好了。 光给他一下。
这个最开始是拿来做什么的？是祭神吗？
人家一个人一家人4、5个。
哦。
问他你要是干什么？他说我要回去么送人。
哦，现在做礼物了是吧？
这是当礼物送人家的。
这个是哭神，
哭神。
小孩子爱哭的。
一般现在还有什么人在用这个做它最原始的功能啊？
有的嘛，还是有的。咱们做那些，这块桥上的那些老奶奶的那些，金线上都是用到祭祀的方面上。这是做好事嘛，才用的上。
有些什么情况呀？他们祭祀的话，
祭祀嘛，说要预备说是染病了、瞧出来要做嘛，就用了上。
Another thing I noticed in Weishan is that people post the funeral couplets at their doorways. When someone passes away, their family members will hand these couplets for 3 years.
不管碰到什么困难，我一定要给它完成。在我压力期满的话呢，我一定要给它完成。